Hello and welcome to the Dressing Gown Diary. I'm Lloyd and this is a review show of the first round of Six Nations 2017 and a preview of the second round of games. Well, it started with an absolute bang, didn't it? The Six Nations did not disappoint with things kicking off at Murrayfield. Scotland really opening up, showing how aggressive their attack is and how cutthroat it really is. They have the ability to score points. The real question that everyone wants to know, though, can they stop opposition teams scoring against them? Well, in this situation, they opened up an early lead, scored some great tries. Stuart Hogg again showcasing his pace and ability on the ball. A nice dummy, scores. He's so quick. Those tight spaces, he does so well, executes superbly. The question is, though, could they hold on to the game? And they did. They even pulled a training ground move that you'd expect the under-13s to fall for. Let's get a 9-man line out. Let's get the centre at the front of the line, catch the ball and dive straight over. I mean, that was not shoulder to shoulder in any stretch of the imagination from the Irish defence. It was poor. But still, Scotland, what they managed to do, though, they didn't see much of the ball, but when they had it, they scored. They were aggressive in defence, and they finally managed to close a game out. As you know from the Dressing Gown Diary last week, this is the first time they've now won the opening game of opening round of the Six Nations since 2006. That is a long time. They haven't won. They haven't won in France since 1999, but we'll come on to that in a minute. Ireland, what happened? Well, they struggled a little bit with the injuries. They were lacking composure in their attack. They had a lot of the ball, but they didn't seem to have the cutthroat. They didn't seem to. It looked like they were going through the motions and not really aggressively approaching things, cleaning rucks out, getting quick forward, go forward ball. So they'll be very disappointed and want to rectify that when they travel to Rome this weekend. England. Well, I was lucky enough to be taken to the England-France game, being entertained by Not So Many Beers, Jim and Max. Had a great time. Saw Martin Bayfield, the tallest man in rugby, surely. Matt Dawson and Gareth Chilcott. Great time. All the talk prior to the game was how England were. There's no way they could lose this. They're going to smash everyone, and that transpired into the crowd as well. The crowd sat there waiting for things to happen. They didn't really understand why England weren't smashing them out of the way. But clearly, England had lost a few players. There were 5 changes from what would be their first team, and France played well. They're aggressive in defence. They didn't give England time. They created the try they scored was a very well executed try. What they struggled with, though, you could see it during the game. Certainly the latter parts, they were blowing their fitness levels. There's been a lot of talk this week about how the top 14 doesn't have the same fitness levels as the Premiership, and how Pickamoles, he had a superb game at Twickenham. He was everywhere. He was doing everything. He was beating players. He was offloading. He was making tackles. He was electric. A real showcase of what a number 8 can do. And it also highlighted what England are missing with the Vinopolo brothers out. They lacked that aggressive ball carrying, get over the gain line, knock people out the way type attitude that the back row that England had on Saturday until Haskell came on didn't quite have the same aggression. Finally, the crowd found their voice with the substitutions. Eddie Jones clearly had thought about it and made the right calls. Was it the right result in the end? Well, you know, all teams at the end of the day, if you win, a win is a win. A win is a win, so you've got to be happy with doing that. But certainly he won't be happy with the way they played and how lethargic England looked. But they did get over the line to record their 15th win. France have shown sign of improvements. Can they continue this weekend? Have they got the fitness levels that they require? You know, there are a lot of question marks over that. The last game of the weekend saw Wales hosted by Italy. Italy started very well, high tempo, trying to move the ball around, aggressive in attack, closing the Welsh players down. Wales looked a little bit rusty, as they always do, slow starters. But, you know, one key moment, Sam Warburton's no longer the captain, but he made a crucial penalty steal in the 39th minute under the Welsh post, with Wales losing 7-3 to nick the ball. It was superb, and that is what he's in the team for. The jackal position, so hard to knock out. Now, the win for Wales was expected, but the manner in which it came about perhaps wasn't. There were question marks now raised over the 9 and 10, with Rhys Webb's distribution slightly slow. Dan Biggar coming into questions because he starts so deep. His main attacking threat is the kick and chase. Well, that's okay, but if oppositions know that you're going to do that, it's easy to defend against. So there's now question marks over how Wales set up in the 9 and 10 channel, and they've made changes for this weekend with Gerald coming in at number 9, replacing Reece Webb. So it's impressive. Oh, well, we'll see a bit more pace, and I'm sure Biggar will try and be a bit more aggressive on the line. But Sam Davies really showed his skill set. He got crunched a few times, but got the ball off. Scott Williams, again, committing players and picking a pass, which, again, something Owen Farrell did on Saturday to create the try. Slight delay, move it on. So let's look at what happened, what's coming forward this weekend. Start off again in Rome with Italy-Ireland. Ireland will be looking for a big win. They are behind the 8 ball at the moment. They're struggling with clearly a first day loss. Italy will want to start strongly, but I can't see anything other than an Irish win here. The big game of the weekend, though, takes place at Cardiff tomorrow night, 4:50, when Wales host England. There are a lot of question marks over these. I've just raised a few about Biggar and Webb. Webb's clearly on the bench. In terms of, there's been a lot of chat from Eddie Jones coming about the roof. Oh, should we have the roof? Should we not? Clearly, there's an imbalance in the amount of experience that both back rows bring to the game. The English back row, Itoje had one of his weakest games on Saturday, but he hadn't played at 6 before. What's going to happen? You know, between the English back row, there's only 4 caps, and you're coming up against an exceptionally experienced back row for the Welsh, with Faletau to come off the bench as well. So very strong. Warburton and Tipperick playing well. What do I expect? Well, actually, I think Wales might sneak this. They need to play at their absolute peak to do so. There's been a lot of talk about how much they need to improve to beat England, but England playing in Wales is still a massive game. You know, the Welsh fans will be up for this. So I actually see a Welsh win. And the Freddie's flutter for the weekend is back Wales plus 5.5 on the handicap. Get involved. The final game of the weekend, France-Scotland. Scotland pushing for their first win since 1999 away to France. Scotland full of confidence, and certainly there are a lot of players in the Scottish lineup putting their names forward now for Lions. I haven't got time now to talk about the Lions full time because you'd all get bored. We will do that in the off weekend when we have a Lions watch show. But certainly, you know, players like Hogg have put his hands up. Owen Farrell had a great game as well. Sam Warburton, Alwyn Jones. There are a lot of players that have put their hands forward, but let's see what they can do in the second weekend. So for now, this is Dressing Game Diary over and out. Enjoy your 6 halves of rugby.